The first semi-final at the Internazionali BNL d'Italia saw Carlos Alcaraz showcase his trademark composure and resilience, securing his place in the Rome final with a gritty 6-3, 7-6 win over Italy's Lorenzo Musetti. The 22-year-old Spaniard, playing in windy and unpredictable conditions at Campo Centrale, kept his nerve against a spirited opponent and a partisan crowd to book his 25th tour-level final and continue his dominant form on clay. From the outset, it was clear the elements would be a factor. The wind swept through the stadium, disrupting rhythm and demanding tactical adjustments from both players. Alcaraz, however, adapted quickly, opting for a more measured, intelligent approach rather than his usual explosive style. Instead of looking for highlight reel shots, he remained solid, waited for opportunities, and picked his moments to attack. It was a match defined not by fireworks, but by mental fortitude and clarity under pressure. "Today was a really difficult day with the conditions," Alcaraz admitted after the match. "The wind was tough to play with. It wasn't about playing brilliant, spectacular tennis. It was about playing smart, playing solid, and waiting for the chance to play aggressively. I think I did that well. I stayed strong mentally when things didn't go my way." The match lasted 2 hours and 4 minutes, and it wasn't without its tense moments. In the first set, Alcaraz broke early to lead 4-1, but Musetti, feeding off the energy of the home crowd, clawed back 2 games before Alcaraz reasserted control and closed the set 6-3. The second set, however, was a battle of nerves and momentum. Musetti surged ahead 4-2, raising the volume of the fans and raising his level, particularly with his one-handed backhand and creative point construction. But Alcaraz broke back, edged ahead 6-5, and held a match point on Musetti's serve at 5-6. The Italian saved it bravely, pushing the set into a tie-break. Still, the Spaniard held firm, jumping out to a mini break lead and eventually sealing the match on his second match point. In the deciding moments, it was Alcaraz's consistency and ability to manage the conditions that proved decisive. Alcaraz's forehand was the standout shot of the night, producing 14 winners compared to just 3 from Musetti. His footwork, despite the gusts, remained precise, allowing him to control rallies and pin Musetti behind the baseline. The stats back up the performance. It was his 19th tour win of the season and his 26th on clay since May last year, underlining his growing dominance on the surface. This run to the final marks a triumphant return from injury for the Spaniard, who was forced to skip Madrid due to an adductor issue. In Rome, he has looked increasingly like the player who captured Monte Carlo and reached the final in Barcelona. Now, with 14 wins in his past 15 matches, Alcaraz stands poised to add another prestigious title to his growing resume. With the win, Alcaraz joins an elite list of Spaniards to reach the Rome final in the Open era, the 13th to do so. His performance also earned him a notable statistical milestone, tying Stefan Edberg for the second most ATP Masters 1,000 wins in their first 100 matches at that level. His 77-23 record includes 6 titles, placing him alongside legends like Nadal and Courier. Meanwhile, Musetti, though disappointed, leaves Rome with his head held high. The 23-year-old enjoyed a breakout week, defeating former champions Daniil Medvedev and Alexander Zverev en route to the semi-finals. His reward? A career-high ranking of number 8 in the ATP Live rankings, a milestone that reflects his growing consistency on clay. "Today was a tough day for me," Musetti said after the loss. "I entered the court with a great mentality, but after the first point, I started to struggle keeping that attitude. That's something I've worked on a lot in the past months, and today it just slipped." Friday's victory gives Alcaraz a 5-1 lead in his head-to-head against Musetti, including a win in last month's Monte Carlo final. Now, the third seed sets his sights on Sunday's championship clash, where he'll meet world number Jannik. It will be their first encounter of 2025 and their 11th overall, a rivalry that continues to capture the imagination of tennis fans worldwide. As the dust settles on a dramatic semi-final, Carlos Alcaraz stands just 1 win away from another Masters 1000 title. With his confidence restored and his form peaking at the right time, he enters the final battle with momentum, belief, and history on the line. But on the other side, Jannik awaits him, who survived a sluggish start and a genuine scare on Friday night at the Internazionali BNL d'Italia, where the world number one battled past Tommy Paul in a dramatic three-setter, 1-6, 6-0, 6-3, to secure his spot in the final, and a much-anticipated showdown with Carlos Alcaraz. Less than 24 hours earlier, Sinner had looked unstoppable, dismantling Casper Ruud 6-0, 6-1 in the quarterfinals in one of his most dominant performances of the season. But the energy on Campo Centrale was different on this chilly Roman evening. The temperature had dropped, the air was heavier, and Sinner appeared uncharacteristically out of rhythm from the outset. He struggled to penetrate Paul's deep defences, his ground strokes misfiring as the American pounced on short balls and silenced the home crowd with a near-flawless opening set. The first set was a blowout, 1-6. Sinner, visibly frustrated, looked like a shadow of the man who had swept Ruud off the court just a day earlier. Paul was sharp, compact and unrelenting, exploiting the Italian's discomfort and stringing together winners with clinical precision. But Sinner showed, yet again, his composure and his calmness. But he didn't just steady the ship, he flipped the script entirely. From the first ball of the second set, the 23-year-old began to tighten up his game, cut out the unforced errors, and shift into attack mode. He stepped well inside the baseline, took the ball earlier, and began dictating play with that clean, heavy forehand. The crowd, quieted in the first set, erupted as chants of "Ole, ole, ole, Sinner!" echoed through the Roman air, and Sinner started feeling the support of the home crowd. The result? A 6-0 set in Sinner's favour, a masterclass in composure and controlled aggression. Speaking after the match, Sinner admitted the difficult conditions threw him off at the start. Today the conditions were different. It was much colder, heavier. I struggled with that a little bit and he broke me straight away, he said. I just tried to stay there mentally. Winning that one game in the first set was very important. Tennis can change quickly. Today I showed that every moment is crucial and I am very happy about that, very happy to be in the final. The third set was a roller coaster. Sinner surged to a 3-0 lead, looking poised to run away with it. But Paul, resilient as ever, clawed his way back to 3-2, breaking Sinner and applying real pressure. The tension mounted, but the Italian stayed calm, broke again, and from there, never looked back. After 1 hour and 44 minutes of high-octane tennis, Sinner sealed the comeback, sending the home fans into a frenzy. There were moments late in the match where Sinner's movement seemed slightly laboured. He later revealed that he had been dealing with a small blister under his foot since the third round, an issue that occasionally hindered his movement. It doesn't allow me that well to move in some moments. Today I felt it more than yesterday, he explained. And with the leg, I'm not concerned, it was just a bit tight, that is normal. I have to take care of this blister, but there are no excuses. With the adrenaline, there will be a lot of energy, and for Sunday, I am 100% not concerned. Sinner and Alcaraz are no strangers. The two have faced off 10 times before, with Alcaraz holding a slight 6-4 edge in their Lexus ATP head-to-head series. We know each other quite well now, Sinner said, reflecting on their budding rivalry. It's always special to share the court with him. I feel like we both know how to play against each other a little bit, so we have to be prepared tactically. Of course, small things are going to be changed, but it's just a great test for me to see where I am. The Sinner versus Alcaraz matchup is one of the most anticipated matches in the past couple of years. Who wins here will definitely be seen as a favourite in Roland Garros too. But whatever the result may be, this is the match everyone wanted to see, and on Sunday, it is guaranteed to be a blockbuster.